Bandai opened their first ever Australian Bandai Gashapon official shop recently in late 2023, and Saturday, April 27th, 2024 was a brand new release day for a huge bunch of goodies that can't be found anywhere else in Australia. The Gashapon official store is located in the Glen shopping centre in the Victorian suburb of Glen Waverley. Gashapon is a capsule toy brand by Bandai, which are all sold through vending machines. What makes it different from just a regular vending machine where you typically put in a number and then you get something specific that you know what it is, the draw of Gashapon is that you don't actually know what you're going to get until you put in your tokens or coins and turn the handle. You then are given this little ball, and inside the ball is something completely random that you don't know what it is until you open it up and take a look at the goodie that you have. So it can be rather addicting, and yes, I did keep on trying at one specific Gashapon machine just to get Kobe from One Piece. This is just a great concept that somebody should clearly make into a mobile phone genre, right? So the machines at this Gashapon store accept tokens that can be purchased using a credit card at the machines at the front of the store. The prices are one token for $3.50 Australian, but if you buy more tokens, you get a little bit of a discount and it ends up being cheaper than buying one token at a time. For example, while one token is $3.50 Australian, 3 tokens can be purchased for $10 Australian. Most of the Gashapon machines are 4 tokens per spin, but there are some that cost as little as 2 and others that cost as much as 8. So from my experience just walking around and using various Gashapon machines, the most common price that you'll see is 4 tokens, which means that per spin you'll need to put in 4 tokens, so for each ball it's about 4 tokens. These balls, the little bit bigger ones, those are around 4 tokens, but if you get like a smaller one, those tend to be around 2 tokens. So mostly I would recommend going for like 4 tokens at a time rather than any smaller amount. As I mentioned, it is cheaper in the long run if you get more tokens, especially if the machine that you want to use accepts 4 tokens. So you're looking to spend around $13.50 for the 4 token machines, and obviously less if you want to use the smaller machines, or more if you want to use the more expensive machines. So my favourite, and my absolute personal favourite, out of these Gashapon machines that this store has are definitely the Onpei no Mi series. So these are One Piece related figures. While most of the Gashapon balls are just boring old plastic balls that you effectively throw away once you get the goodie from inside, the Onpei no Mi balls are actually display pieces on their own. So it's either used as a cool devil fruit kind of figure on itself, like this is the ball, you get it like this, and then you take it apart, it's got a little stem inside, and you put it back together and it's a little devil fruit ball. So you can use that as a little devil fruit toy or display on its own, or you can keep it open and have it as part of a display with the figure that you get from within it itself. So this is a pretty great way to use what is otherwise, for most of the Gashapon machines, just rubbish that you'll throw away, just this regular boring ball that doesn't have any purpose, and it turns it into something you can actually use, which is one of the reasons why I specifically like this Gashapon machine the most. I also find that the quality of the figures is quite good, considering the lowish price you're spending for that figure. And it's definitely my favourite out of all of the Gashapon machines. But then again, I'm pretty into One Piece at the moment, so that also is kind of one of the other reasons why I like that specific Gashapon machine. I do have a huge range of other goodies from other new and old franchises such as Digimon, Tamagotchi, Inuyasha, Demon Slayer, and obviously One Piece. There's a huge range. I noticed that there's some franchises that I hadn't really thought about for a long time, such as Hamtaro I saw a few Gachapon machines of, that's pretty cool, and various things that I haven't thought about for a while. And then of course there are the newer franchises like My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man, so the newer anime franchises as well as the older ones. So even though I was only just there yesterday, I honestly can't wait to go back. Again, Gachapon is fairly addictive. It's kind of like random, you don't know what you're going to get, it's kind of exciting, it gets you that little bit of endorphin, and honestly I just want to go back and get more goodies, and hopefully they get more of the Yonpei no Mi series, because it's just a great line of Gachapon toys. So in terms of when I recommend going, it can get quite busy, especially on new release days, so I recommend going as early as possible, or I guess as late as possible in the day, depending on how soon to opening that you can get, because yeah, it does get quite busy and it can be a little bit cramped on the inside because there are a lot of Gachapon machines in this store, but it's just a pretty great place. But I would recommend going when it's not so busy, so earlier in the day. Overall, I am so glad that something like this exists in Australia and so close to home as well. It means that I don't have to import them from Japan or from other places, because you can get these Gachapon online, but it's not going to be random. They typically let you choose which one that you want, and honestly it kind of removes the fun of physically turning that crank, getting that little bit of endorphin there. So I am glad that something like this exists and I don't have to import these pretty cool things. And again, turning that crank, something is just really pleasing and tactically turning that little crank there. So I definitely recommend seeing if you have one of these Gachapon stores by Bandai locally. Again, this is the first one in Australia and I'm just so lucky that it is so local to me. I believe there's ones in other places in the world too, so I definitely recommend checking out if you have one that's nearby. Obviously you probably don't want to travel for this, but it is pretty cool and pretty exciting, so if you're going on holidays, maybe check to see if there's one local as well to wherever you're going. So I do recommend checking out these Gachapon stores. They're very exciting. I can't wait to go back. I had a great time, and I love these little things. They're just really, really fun. So in the comments, let me know what you think about Gachapon. If you have one of these locally, what's your favorite kind of Gachapon that you've used? Of course, I feel like Gachapon has kind of gone a long way from the little capsule machines that were like $10 back in the 90s, but the toys were not so good or were knockoffs. These toys are obviously official by Bandai, and they're pretty great quality, honestly. So I'm just happy that this kind of thing exists. But let me know in the comments your thoughts about Gachapon, and let me know if you'd like to see more things like this on this channel. I'm trying to mix it up a bit and do different things, going to stray away a little bit from Digimon, so let me know your thoughts and comments in that just below in the comment section. Like this video for, yes, I got Kobe. I'm really happy. He's probably my favorite One Piece character. I love him so very much. It's probably the fact that we both have very similar glasses. I don't know. I love him so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!